Hey YouTube, how's it going guys? For this week's video, I want to talk to you all about the big race that happened at the weekend, which for the uninitiated was the Hong Kong round of the ABB Formula E Race at Home Challenge supporting UNICEF. Before I go any further, I just want to say a big thank you to all my patrons. There's a link just here which will take you to my Patreon page where you can learn all about getting exclusive content, behind the scenes stuff, merch, and yeah, lots of other cool stuff. Now, if you weren't aware, I'm racing in the Formula E Race at Home Challenge right now. This all started a couple of weeks ago. It's partly why my television is currently not on my regular sim. It's downstairs on the sim that Formula E lent me. If you didn't know, there are two grids. So there's one made up of the regular drivers that race in the championship in the real world, and there's the challenge grid, which is made up of professional sim racers and people like me. It's been an amazing opportunity to race in this championship. It's a chance for me to really push myself and improve my level and try and keep race fit right now, and also to test myself against what are some of the best sim racers in the world. All of the races are streamed live on YouTube, Facebook and Twitch. You can also tune in to see them on BBC Sport, BBC iPlayer or Eurosport. So I decided what I'm going to do is record my race every weekend and then play it back for you guys in the week and just talk through it, because this way it's a lot calmer and I can also give you a bit of commentary and explain stuff that happened, whereas in the race it's just going to be way too frantic basically. Anyway, enough talking, let's go into the race and see what happened. Okay folks, let's start with qualifying. It's worth saying that in this championship we only get one flying lap for qualifying, which is absolutely brutal. The problem I'm finding that on race day I get super nervous and I just end up making the odd little mistake, as you'll see here. This is kind of where my first mistake a little bit. I just ran a little bit wide and had to back out of the throttle. So straight away I was kind of thinking, damn it, you know, I've made a mistake here and lost some time. So down this straight and into the braking area for the second turn, and yeah, again I just ran a bit wide and yeah, so annoying. Like I could normally just do that perfectly, but anyway, so I knew at this point my quali time wasn't going to be very good. I think my PB in practice was 1 minute 0.1.6, which if I'd have been able to do that would have put me, yeah, kind of towards the back of the mid pack. Anyway, on to the race. This is where it counts. So here we are on the start grid. As you can see, I'm a little bit further than I'd like to be off the main straight. At this point, I'm kind of thinking, am I actually going to even be able to see the start lights? We're running 80% damage this weekend, so I'm hoping everyone's going to be a bit more cautious. So here we go, lights come on. And I'm like, yeah, thank goodness, I can just see them. Guy in front of me makes a bad start. And we're off. Everybody's away. Here we go, guys, this is it. So cold tyres, cold brakes, got to be gentle here, got to be careful, and yeah, bit of a pile up. So I'm just trying to gently pick my way through, not get caught in the mayhem, not pick up any damage, and yeah, we're still in 21st position as we make our way down the main straight. At this point, I'm thinking, yep, can I try and sneak around the outside a bit? Make up a position. Oh no, back down into 21st. So I'm just trying to slot through right now and just try and pick up an opportunity or two on these opening laps, because inevitably there's going to be some bottlenecks at the hairpins. And just looking, yeah, slightly nerfed that guy, but I mean, you know, it's just a tap. I think that's okay. It's pretty intense when you're in the pack going around here, when you're trying to carry speed and keep off the walls like that, and also not just follow the car in front. It's really tricky. You know, you're trying to drive your own line and hit all your braking points. Ooh, big drift there. Yeah, and it's so easy as well to do that in this car. It's a bit like a big go-kart, so you have to try and, yeah, look, this kind of thing just happens. If I'd have gone around this guy then, I could have really made up some time, I think, but lucky to, yeah, I could have been an 18th there potentially. But anyway, off we go. So yeah, the point I'm saying is it's so easy in this car to drift it. Now, nice move here, I was really happy with that. Into T2, up into 19th place. And through here, and yeah, that was a bit unfortunate, not really anywhere I could go, and bang, taken out completely by, I don't know who that was, if it was John Reed, but anyway, not too bad. I managed to catch the car and keep it going, and at this point in 19th, so not doing too badly. And I'm currently thinking, yeah, can I get up to 18th? Can I try and close the gap? I think at this point I have picked up some damage on the car, so I think I noticed it into the braking area. Managed to get around here okay-ish, but then I think from memory I had a bit of a moment coming into the braking area for this corner. Yeah, and then I was like, yeah, I think I've got some damage on the car because it's not turning into the corners. So right now I'm sort of thinking, well, okay, what happens in this race is that every lap the person in last position gets eliminated. So I'm just thinking, right, well, can I try and, yeah, I'm like, yeah, definitely got some damage here. John Reed takes advantage of that and slips through. And so I'm just thinking, yeah, how can I kind of fend off the people behind me and try and stay in position and try and climb my way up the grid. But I think I was really struggling with the suspension damage. And so what happens now in the race is that they call out every lap as someone gets eliminated, and you have to pull over and turn off the just basically leave the race. But yeah, the point I was trying to make earlier is that this car is very, very easy to kind of get into a big power slide and lose time because it doesn't really have much downforce, so you're trying to rely on mechanical grip. And I think here I get shunted hard. Yeah, that guy totally took me out. So it's kind of annoying. I forgot to go to race control about these incidents afterwards. I don't think they would have really made that much difference. I mean, maybe the first one from John Reed, but anyway, or Joshua Reed, I think his name is. So yeah, by now my car is kind of like really screwed, and it's just not turning in properly, or like oversteering and understeering. And I'm just thinking, yeah, if I can just hang on to 20th position and not get eliminated. Clearly the pack are just long gone, and it just made me realise, to be honest, that at this point in time I really need to focus on improving quali. Now I'm going to cut the race short there because nothing else exciting really happens at this point, apart from me just dealing with chronic understeer. So what actually happened was that from a couple of incidents and race control decisions, I was elevated 2 positions. So I think you can see here I've gone up to 19th, and then I was also put up to 18th because I don't know if it was the guy in front because of his false start. I think that was Axel Laflamme at the beginning. But anyway, so I finished in 18th, which, considering there's something like 18 professional sim races in this championship, I was pretty happy with that for round 1. Being as we're all running essentially the same setup on the car, it's been kind of doing my head in because I'm thinking, well, where are these guys making up 2 seconds? You know, I know that I'm coming to a corner and I think, well, I can't go around that corner any quicker. Watching some of the footage back at the weekend, it was really interesting because I've seen this actually in practice. When I'm following the really fast guys into a hairpin, it's almost like they're handbraking the car in. As they come into a corner, they're already starting to rotate the car, so it's almost like a rally hairpin. By the time they get to like midway around the corner, the front of their car is always pointing at the exit, so they can just get straight on the power. And that, I think, is how they're making up the time. Now, I was talking to some people the other day who said that the way you can do this is by altering the brake balance and sending brakes to the rear, which basically makes the car more unstable under braking, and you can use this to kick the rear out. So I need to try this technique. It's interesting because this really illustrates some of the differences between real world racing and virtual racing. Now, I've driven real race cars when all the braking has been sent to the rear, and I'm just going to show you a video from Spa when I was driving in the Ginetta, because we had a problem with the brakes at this round, and you can see exactly what happens when you have lots and lots of rear brake bias. It clearly makes the car very unstable. But in the sim world, you can really use this to your advantage to get maximum rotation coming into a hairpin to drift the car and get a much better, faster exit. I guess that's perhaps why something that I wouldn't necessarily think of doing to a car setup that actually in the virtual world can work really well. So that's kind of interesting. As usual guys, please like my videos, please comment in the box, please subscribe, and please check out the link to Patreon. So stay safe folks, take care, and see you next week. Bye. Proper race now being broadcast on BBC Sport, BBC iPlayer and Eurovision. Eurosport.